What's up, everybody? My name's Adam, and welcome back to Jamsville. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you an exercise that I used to really freaking suck at. It's unbelievably simple. You're going to see it actually doesn't get any simpler than this, but you better be able to do this exercise, or else you're going to have big problems with all facets of your guitar playing. So without further ado, let's jump into the lesson. Okay, so in order to do this exercise, you're going to need a digital audio workstation. I am using Logic, but if you have GarageBand or if you have, I think it's called Audacity as a free one, you should be able to do it on there. But what we need is we need the ability to be able to record ourselves along with a click track and be able to compare exactly what our waveform looks like in relation to the click track. So the exercise is unbelievably simple. What we are going to do is we are going to practice playing quarter notes along with a click track, but we need to make sure that we get them absolutely exactly on the money when we play them. I actually discovered that I majorly freaking sucked at playing quarter notes, even though I thought that I was good at playing quarter notes. After all, quarter notes are easy. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Wrong. Guess what? There's a major difference between playing quarter notes that are actually locked in completely to a metronome versus playing quarter notes that are slightly off and slightly sloppy. And if you start to develop your ears to be able to hear the difference, if you improve this aspect of your rhythm, you are going to just sound better across the board doing everything on the guitar. Let's go ahead and try it out. I actually have my metronome or click track set at 80 beats per minute here in my Logic session, and I'm going to record myself playing one note on one string. I'm just going to play this C note here in the 3rd string, 5th fret, and let's see how close I can get it to being exactly on the money with the metronome down to the millisecond. Okay, so I definitely heard a couple that were slightly off. So now you can see that actually these first 2 notes were pretty much on the money. Now, how can I tell? I want to make sure that this part here, which was actually technically slightly behind, is lined up as closely as I possibly can with right here is 1 beat on Logic. And you can see those little those little beat markers on top. That is exactly where that click is lining up when it plays. And the whole goal is I want to get it as close as possible. By the way, I want to caveat this with saying, no, when you're playing real music, you don't need to be like absolutely on the money like that, like machine robotic quarter notes. But it's not about that, guys. It's about developing the ears to be able to hear these little microscopic nuances in how your notes are lining up with, for example, the drummer you're playing with, the bass player you're playing with, the whole entire band you're playing with. And the more finely tuned you can get your ears and your sense of time, then you can lock in way more with the people who you're playing with, okay? So you can see those first 2, I'm pretty happy with those. So the 3rd one here, you could see is slightly ahead. See that? That note, it started back here, but really, that is where the beat was. So you can see there's little tiny variations. Let's keep going. I want to see exactly how I did here. Down to the note. This one, beat 4, was pretty good. I like that one. Beat 2, that one's very slightly rushed. A lot of times, if you're really off of this, you may be off by like an entire 32nd note or a 16th note. So you want to try to get as close as possible, but it's not going to be absolutely machine perfect. There's one here. That one, I remember feeling that one. That one was rushed a lot. That one I'm not happy with. That one I'm very upset and embarrassed with to show you that I played that nearly off by a 30-second note. That would be like a 30-second note. That was off by about like a 64th note, I would say. So the next one here, that one was a little bit ahead. I got into a little thing here where I was playing very slightly ahead of the beat. That one was ahead. So I started off really good. And then you can see I kind of started, maybe because I'm recording this video or because I just suck, I started rushing a little bit on like a whole entire measure here. Let's see if this ends up getting fixed. This is rushed. This is rushed. These are all only slightly rushed, thankfully. Probably wouldn't be able to hear it that much. By the way, you can go back and listen to it too. So now if I play this. So it doesn't sound too bad when you actually listen to it. Those ones that that sounded rushed or that looked rushed, those ones that looked rushed, they weren't too bad. I think this one here is probably going to be particularly egregious. Yeah, you hear that flam, guys? So you can hear tick, tick. That is exactly what we want to avoid. So ironically, I'm kind of glad that I made that mistake because I want to show you what it sounds like incorrectly versus correctly. So here, let's actually listen to it now. We looked at this whole segment. I played 4 measures of quarter notes, basically. Let's go back and listen to it one more time. So those were all pretty good. This one right here, you can hear was audibly slightly ahead. So those last few notes were better. Over here, they started getting better. But yeah, that third measure was particularly bad. So, but again, ordinarily, somebody might listen to it and go, yeah, that's totally fine. It's quarter notes. No, it's not fine. The whole point of this exercise is that we want to figure out exactly what it's supposed to sound like when that thing is totally locked in. Remember that sound and then go ahead and get that more consistent in our playing. So let's just, for fun, I want to try that one more time. And let's see if I can do any better this time. I can already tell that that last one was a little bit early. Let's see. Yeah, that last one was pretty early. So you guys could see this is hard. And if you can get this perfect, man, congratulations to you. You got amazing rhythmic talent. If you can do this absolutely perfect on the first try and even just get one straight take of 4 bars of quarter notes, it's not easy. We're talking milliseconds here. We're talking the tightest possible tolerances that we can hear. But again, it's not really about actually getting it perfect. It would be very nice to get it perfect, but it's more about getting our mindset in the right place. That first of all, when I play rhythms, this is what I'm thinking about. I'm trying to actually get it that close and that locked in with the people I'm playing with or the recording I'm playing of or whatever it happens to be, whatever part I happen to be playing. But on top of that, it just gets my ability to perceive rhythm to be way more finely controlled. So let's see what happened. It looks like that first one was pretty good. Those were all pretty good. I like that. Those are the first 4. Let's see number 2. That one looks a hair early. How's it sound? Those all sounded pretty good. I like that. So you can see like it maybe visually looks like it's slightly off, but you see like, wait a second, it's only like maybe 10% of a 16th note off. That's a pretty good margin of error. I'm pretty happy with that. So there I started, it's getting now, maybe that's like 15% of a 16th note off. That one right there, that one was pretty much on the money. And then, of course, I heard it. See, that's the cool thing about this is like you start hearing it actually in real time, which allows you to fix it. I heard maybe because I knew it was the last note or something. It could be any number of things. That last one there was really early. So first of all, that exercise, just doing that alone, it's very hard, but it's the most simple, like, possible thing you can do. And I swear, guys, it takes so much focus. I guarantee you that if you do this for like 5 or 10 minutes a day, then go play whatever else you want to play, you're going to notice your times better. Period. End of story. So now I want to give you a couple of variations that you could do, okay? So first of all, what you should start doing is incorporating some notes. So you could be just like practicing a scale, for example. It could be anything, your pentatonic scale. Or let's just say a major scale. Here's like a D major scale. Well, like, actually record yourself doing that into a DAW and do it really slow with quarter notes and see if you can actually get those suckers absolutely 100% locked in. So let's try that. I'm going to play just a quick 1 octave D major scale and see how locked in I can get that. I always like rush the last note for some reason, but see, I'm learning by doing this lesson for you guys as well. So let's see here. That first note, oof, man, it was really close to being rushed, but for some reason I've been doing well on the first note. The first note's been my friend. The last note has not been my friend. So let's see here. That second note, a little ahead. So almost every time I'm off, I'm ahead. So that's something that I really need to keep in mind when I'm playing, is that maybe it's because I'm an anxious person, or maybe I'm fostering too much tension in my body or something. But I tend to rush a little bit when I am off. I haven't seen a single note actually that's dragged yet. Yeah, so that last one there, again, was not great. So, but that's the whole entire point, guys, of me showing this to you, is that this is uncomfortable stuff. It's super simple, but it's super uncomfortable, and it really exposes you, and you think, oh, I know how to play quarter notes, that's easy. But do you really know how to play quarter notes like absolutely perfectly? Now, I'm going to give you one more variation, and that is we're going to make this even harder. So the thing about this exercise is that the slower you go, the harder it is. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to cut the tempo in half to 40 beats per minute. And now I'm going to play quarter notes, but I'm going to try to keep that same first tempo in my head, that somewhere around there is where the 80 BPM was. And now I'm going to hear 40 BPM, and I'm going to try to hit those quarter notes on the money. It's going to be even harder because there's kind of more time that I have to wait, and there's more margin for error. The metronome's actually not helping me as much when I slow down. So let's see what happens there. All right, so I'm only going to do 4 there because we're at half the tempo. Let's see how I did there. So that was tough. Looks like this one probably was a little bit rushed because I can't see that tail of the attack there. So that one's slightly rushed. This one, again, all of my notes. I'm exposing myself, guys. I'm exposing my musical personality. Ooh, this one was technically slightly behind, but this one was pretty much on the money. Let's hear that one. See how you can hear it exactly lining up with the metronome. So some of these, yeah, now they're starting to get rushed again. So I just exposed how poor my time is to all of you and how much I rush. So those last 2 were pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with those. So I hope that you guys see the value in this. Just so you know, guys, I practice stuff like this all the time. I am always trying to look for how can I practice the most fundamental elements of music and get super, super good at them. Because think about it. If you can't play quarter notes like absolutely perfectly, well, how are you going to play eighth notes perfectly? How are you going to play a fast 16th note run or sweep or any of these things perfectly or a crazy riff? It's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, if you can't do the most fundamental things. And that's also why I created the Jamsville GPS Fretboard Fundamentals course, in case you're someone who isn't comfortable navigating the guitar fretboard in all keys and being able to solo all over the neck freely. Then you need to check out the Jamsville GPS Fretboard Fundamentals course, because I made a course just for you. If you take that course, you will be able to navigate the fretboard absolutely effortlessly in all 12 keys with no BS shortcuts, no tricks. I'm not going to tell you you don't need to learn any theory whatsoever, because you do, but it's showing you all of the information and how to apply it in the right way, which will deliver you lasting results. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Try this exercise and let me know how it goes for you in the comments down below. And until next time, listen, learn, and jam.